Hey guys, let's take a look at the top 20 rookies in fantasy basketball over the last 2 weeks, going on per game value here with these guys. And no surprise that number one is DeAndre Ayton as the number one rookie over the last 2 weeks. In fact, he's the number 7 overall player in fantasy basketball, averaging a ridiculous 21.5 points with 13 rebounds and 67% from the field, by far his best category on 15 attempts. That is the thing that's really driving that elevated rank there for Ayton. He's also shooting 78% from the line. Also, just the 1 block per game, but the 1.7 steals are really nice as well. Now, I do believe that his block numbers are always going to limit his overall ceiling, but of course, if his ceiling is a guy that can do this, then we're talking about an elite fantasy prospect and NBA prospect for years to come. 67% from the field. It feels relatively high, but it's not completely unachievable. You've seen guys like Steven Adams and DeAndre Jordan put up mid-60s, low 70s in field goal percentage before. Ayton's more of a jump shooter than those guys, so at some point he's going to extend his range out, and that's going to drop his efficiency, so don't be surprised if that happens. But really, really strong form from him. You just wish that the blocks could get to 1.6 or 1.7, then you'd really solidify himself in that top 20, top 15 type of range. The number 2 rookie is Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, number 42 overall, averaging 23.5, 6 and 5.5, a steal a game, 3 triples, 45 and 73. The percentages still drag him down a little bit. If we get improvement there, then he jumps back up into that top 30, top 25 discussion. But he is going to be a top 50 guy the rest of the way. I think getting him to the top 20 for this season is probably going to be a stretch. But everything we're seeing from Doncic at the moment, still yet to turn 20, is pretty good for the future of him and for the Dallas Mavericks. And if you've got him in any sort of dynasty format, you're locked in as a top 20 guy, top 15 guy, probably for the next 10 years. Number 3, it's good to see this guy jump back up to a number 62 overall, the third-ranked rookie, Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks. It's because of the shooting. He was shooting at like 35, 36%. Over the last 7 games, he's up to 47%, including 50% from 3. The assists are excellent, 8.7 assists. He's getting a steal per game. He's getting to the line a decent amount, 3.5 times per game. It is pretty strong from Trae Young. This is about the zone that I think we should look for him to be, that 60 to 90 type of range. The field goal percentage is going to vary quite a bit because he is quite hit or miss with the shots. He needs to take more attempts from 3, only under 3 attempts per game over those last 7 games, meaning 1.4 triples. He needs to be taking way more threes than that. For example, Doncic is taking 7 threes a game. Mikal Bridges is taking 4.5 threes per game. Young needs to be up into that range, and that can really help his value, especially if he's hitting them at a decent enough rate, not that 24% that he was hitting them at earlier in the season. So it's good to see him jump back up. Speaking of Mikal Bridges, he is the number 4 ranked rookie, 90th overall, only 8 points per game, but a block, 1.6 steals, 1.6 threes, 86% from the line. His value comes from defensive numbers. Now, defensive numbers can be a little bit inconsistent. They can vary quite a bit. So that means at some point you might see him as a top 50 guy. Other times he might be a top 200 guy, depending on how those steals and blocks are coming along. But if you need those numbers, his minutes feel relatively secure on this Phoenix team. He's consistently playing more minutes than Kelly Oubre and Josh Jackson, and that's useful. Getting that 1-1 type of numbers with good free throw percentage and decent enough field goal percentage can be really valuable. The number 5 ranked rookie is Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies, the 94th ranked overall player. Only 25 minutes a game, but 16 points, a 3, 5.5 rebounds, 0.7 blocks, and 0.7 steals on 55 and 82. So there's a few things there that you look at and go, well, clearly he's a must-roster player, but there's massive improvement there. 25 minutes is ridiculous from JB Bickerstaff. Foul trouble does limit Jackson, no doubt. He did play over 30 last game, so that's a positive. He's going to block more shots than this in general, 0.7 blocks per game, so that can come up. And he should be able to hit 1 to 1.5 threes. So he is a top 50 upside guy for this season, a top 20 upside guy for future seasons, and it clearly is a must-roster guy despite there being some shaky moments at times. The number 6 ranked rookie is 119th overall, Rowdy Rodions Kurucs of the Brooklyn Nets. 29 minutes a game, 11.5 points with 5 rebounds. He's going to be starting for at least the next couple of weeks with Alan Crabb sidelined, and I get the feeling, and I feel more and more confident with this every day, that Kurucs is going to be the starter for the remainder of the season. Solid rebounder, over half a block, zero point 0.8 blocks, 0.7 steals, 47 and 81. These are all solid-ish type numbers. He's not a must-roster 12-team league guy. He's absolutely must-roster in 14 or deeper, and he's available in 88% of leagues, and he is 100% in consideration for 12-team leagues, as I imagine he will continue to start. And the next guy is a player who I think is going to really push up into must-roster territory. The 7th-ranked overall rookie, De'Anthony Melton of the Phoenix Suns. He's 131st over the last 2 weeks in only 24 minutes a game and scoring under 6 points per game. But he is giving you 2 steals per game, over half a block, and 2.3 assists. And I think the minutes will push from 24 to 26 or 27. The shooting at 35% at the moment will improve. He blocks shots, he rebounds, he gets steals in big amounts, he can get assists as well. I think he's a guy I know he's a guy that's 97% available in Yahoo leagues, and I think he's going to be that next guy who pushes into solid top 120 value. So if you want to take a step forward on someone, the trending in him is going in the right direction, much like we saw with Derek White a couple of weeks ago. We're seeing that now with De'Anthony Melton. I do like him as a long-term top 100, probably top 70 type prospect. The next rookie we talk about, the 8th overall guy in rookies, 134th in all players, is Devonte Graham, who looks like he's going to continue to start as long as Jeremy Lamb is out with his hamstring injury. He played some minutes with Tony Parker out and then replaced Lamb. The 3.2 assists and 1.8 steals is what's really driving his numbers here. He could be a real short-term guy. I think that he's going to be very interesting next season when the Hornets have to make decisions on both Kemba Walker and Tony Parker. I think Graham will be at minimum the backup point guard playing 20 minutes a night. And for Dynasty leagues, that should give you some idea of being a top 200, top 170 sort of guy, I think, in 20 minutes a game. And he's really starting to show that in that group of the early second round point guards, Javon Carter and the burner, Jalen Brunson, that Graham, I think, is going to be the best out of that trio. The next guy we look at, the 9th-ranked rookie, 152 overall, Wendell Carter Jr., only 24 minutes a game, 10 and 8 on 53 and 86% shooting with 0.8 blocks. He's being ruined by Jim Boylen. It was trending in the right direction, and then Boylen played him just 13 minutes last game. Hopefully that means that it's the end of this sort of nonsense from Jim and he gets back to his minutes. He has been a little bit tough to roster, but even in these limited minutes, Carter is still just on the cusp of the top 150. And I do think that if you are in a relatively decent position in your league, you should be holding on to him because we're talking top 90, top 70 type upside for him if he plays high 20s in minutes. The 10th ranked rookie, 153 overall, Shake Milton. It's one game, he played 4 minutes and he had 2 steals, so let's completely ignore that. Number 11 is the Rock DJ, Robbie Williams, 180th overall. He's only played 2 games in this time frame. It's a lot of blocks. He's dealing with a groin issue, and with Al Horford back, he's not going to be an every night rotation player. We love his ability to come in and get blocks, but when you're not going to play, it's not really that useful. The 12th ranked overall rookie, 189th of all players, is Kevin Huerter, 189th there, as I said, 34 minutes a game. His efficiency has dropped way off, 38% from the field, 60% from the line, and 32% from 3. The key number, though, is the 34 minutes and the fact that he's getting over 3 assists, 0.6 steals, and 0.7 blocks. I think he maintains 30 minutes a night all season, even when Bazemore and Prince are back. He will shoot better than this as the season progresses, and to me, he is a must-roster player in 12-team leagues. The 13th ranked rookie is the 194th guy overall, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's seen his minutes decrease significantly lately under Doc Rivers. I don't agree with it. Avery Bradley shouldn't be getting those minutes, and Shai shouldn't be playing 19 a game. I do believe in Shai. He's an efficient shooter. He gets some assists, not great amounts, but can steal, can get blocks. But if he's playing 20 minutes a night, then he's not a 12-team league guy, and there's probably more upside on your wire. Crooks, Melton, if I'm just looking at rookies. McCall Bridges, another guy that I'd probably be looking to add over Gilgeous-Alexander, but I do like Shai's long-term upside whenever Avery Bradley is out of there. The number 14th ranked rookie, just inside the top 200, is the Fort, Kevin Knox, 39 minutes a game, and that really speaks to how bad of a fantasy player he is. 39 minutes, 17.5 points is okay, 2 threes is okay, and then just nothing. 5.5 rebounds, 1.2 assists, 0.6 steals, 0.2 blocks on 39 and 71. He is a massive drag in all categories. He's hard to roster in Roto leagues, hard in category leagues, not quite as hard as Roto. A better option in points leagues. I still do think that he is a 12-team must-roster guy, but he's got his clear deficiencies. They were clear when he entered the league. they're clearer now. He's somehow worse than I thought he was going to be in those areas. And that's a real worry in terms of his overall game. But a lot of things, assist rate in particular, efficiency numbers, these things do increase as players head into their second and third year. So it's something to give him a bit of hope there, I guess. The number 15th ranked rookie, 199 overall, Harry Giles of the Kings. I don't know if he's going to get a regular rotation spot, only 12 minutes a game and only 3 games in this time frame. He should be playing over Costa Koufos, but with Dave Yeager in charge and with the Kings playing well, that's not likely to happen. And then Harry Giles, Marvin Bagley's got a return, putting a further cramp on Giles. I'm not as high on Giles as many people are long-term for Dynasty, but he's shown some flashes this season. The 16th ranked rookie is at 213th overall, Aaron Holiday of the Indiana Pacers. He's out of the rotation pretty much with Tyreke Evans back. He's just going to have spot minutes, but Darren Collison and Corey Joseph and Tyreke Evans are all unrestricted free agents next season. So you could see Holiday, much like I talked about with Devontae Graham, move into a larger role as a backup point guard or maybe even a starting point guard, although I think that would be somewhat of a stretch. He's shown some decent form with assists. His shooting's been a little bit wild. I don't really believe in him long-term, and I don't think that he is a long-term starting point guard in the NBA. The next rookie we want to talk about is the 17th ranked rookie overall. 248th is the young bull Colin Sexton. 30 minutes a game, 13 points. The 4 assists is actually a bit of a surprise from him, but just brutal percentages. 32 from the field. 86 from the line is pretty nice. 21 from 3 is disgusting. He just doesn't do enough in the other areas. Only had 3 steals in the last 6 games, no blocks, only 3 triples as well, a low rebounding guy. He's pretty tough to roster in 12-team leagues, and with the Cavs getting a bit of guard depth back, Jordan Clarkson's there, Matty Dellavedova added in Pat McCaw, Rocket Rodney Hood's back, Alec Burks is there. Maybe he goes from a 34-minute-a-night guy to a 30-minute-a-night guy, drops in usage, and then doesn't become anywhere near a useful enough fantasy guy outside of points leagues. The next guy that we look at, of course, is the Shark. Baby Shark. That is Bruce Brown Jr. of the Detroit Pistons, the 18th ranked rookie, 249th overall, 22 minutes a night as a starter. He's not. I believe in Brown long term. I think he can be a top 150 guy in the next 3 to 4 seasons. On his ability to get some assists, some steals, decent blocks, and be an okay-ish shooter, not a great one. But for this season, it's just not happening. But he is a guy that I do want to watch long term. Next up at number 19 is Jalen Brunson, 263rd overall. 20 minutes a night for Brunson. 3 assists, but he's out of the rotation now that everyone is back healthy. He'll play some spot minutes in blowouts. That's about it. He could take on a JJ Barea role at some point over the next couple of seasons. I don't think his long-term upside is that high. While the 20th ranked rookie is Ali Okobo, 269th overall. He was back in the rotation last game, taking a lot of Jamal Crawford's minutes, which is what he continually should do. I like his ability to shoot. He can get assists, he can get steals. That's not going to come to fruition, though, on this Suns team, and he is really just a long-term dynasty stash. In terms of big-name rookies outside the top 20, Mo Bamba is the 26th ranked guy. He is nothing more than a dynasty stash guy. He just isn't going to get the playing time to be impactful this season. And then you've got way down the list there. Just got to count these numbers up to see where he is. 27, 28, 29, 30. The 30th ranked rookie is Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets. A few extra minutes last game with Cody Zeller out, but not going to be an impactful rookie outside of really deep dynasty formats, and nobody else really to talk about there with those rookies. So that is the top 20 rookies over the last 2 weeks.